turning crisis into opportunity. A mentor of mine once said, do you know why the Chinese people, wherever they go, they always want to own business? It's because of the way they think, their mindset. Because they always believe that every crisis is opportunity. Opportunity. That is how they seize it. When there is a crisis right now, what they are thinking, this is an opportunity for us to set up a business, because every problem is a business, And I never knew all this why, because each time when I see problem, I try to shy away. But lately, I now discover that when you check every businessman in the world, movers and shakers in the industries, they are leveraging on the problem to create a business. So I want you to think about this a moment, because every problem is a business. But one thing you ask yourself, how are people setting up businesses? It's because you have not sat down to actually look at the problem you are going through. Check out your problem. The problem you are going through is a problem. And if you can settle down with that problem very well and dissect it, you'll discover that you can create a business out of it. And that is what the Chinese people do. Now, one thing is this: when you find yourself in a crisis, one thing you must do first is it requires you shifting from fear-based mindsets into proactive and growth-oriented approach. That's one thing you should just, first of all, begin to think of. Don't think about the problem now, or the crisis rather. Think of how you will change your mindset as to what can I do? Not that the problem is now overpowering you. Ask yourself, how do I turn this problem into a business? Because the problem itself is a business. So one thing you must do, number one thing, is identify the silver lining. One thing I discover is this: whenever every human being, when we are in a critical situation, our brain seems to be in its sharpest. That is when our brain is, thinking very fast, looking for ways to get out of that problem. And if we can switch that thing also and begin to find solutions and think of business in line with that, then you will discover that it will change the dynamics of things. Second thing is that pivot and adapt. Just stop a little bit and begin to see, how can I adjust things? How can I move things around? You understand? Because sometimes when you don't move things around, you won't see it from another perspective. When you leave things the way they are, you continue to see things the way you have been saying it. But once in a while, just move things around. It's very key and it's very important. Try this in every areas of life. It works. Then seek support and resources. And I often think also that when you ask for help, it means you are weak, but that's never true. That's a sign of a leader. Okay? Asking for help, support, resources is a key, and that is what is needed at that very material time. Then learn and grow from the experiences. Yes, you're going to learn. There's going to be a lot of experiences during that process. Don't just go through a problem without you picking one or two lessons, because a problem that you never learn from will repeat itself again. You will repeat it, that's certain. Okay, so learn, pick one or two lessons and move on with it. Then find the lesson and move forward. Okay, when you find all these things out, don't stay at that same spot. Take one more step ahead. Just keep moving. Keep moving, irrespective. You will discover that you will overcome the situation. Then leverage your strengths. Now, at that point in time, ask yourself, what am I good at this very point in time? What can I use? You can't have everything, but at least you must have one thing. Okay, for example, you find yourself in a crisis. You are a good marketer, or you have the skill of marketing. Then, or whatever it is, just find something that you know you are good at that point in time, and leverage it and reframe the situation. Just think differently. View the situation in a different way, and you begin to see different solutions from different angles. Remember, what you think, you become.